The amount of kids that we could scam here is unbelievable. I'm playing the game, okay, there we go, nice, I'm walking around, having fun, lots of fun, and oh damn, wait a second, log into Roblox. Oh no, wait, is my account disconnected? Oh, that's not good. Oh, I forgot my password. Oh, this does nothing. Okay, I guess the Roblox systems are just bugging out. 4 months ago, I made a replica of like the kick message in Roblox. Like, you know that little box that pops up when it says like, oh yeah, you got kicked from the game for whatever reason. And the video did pretty well, right? A lot of people liked it. I even got some comments of people saying like, oh yeah, like actually I could see myself like believing in that message if I were to see it in an actual game. And then like there was like a lot of kids in the comment section being like, oh, scary, or like whatever, you know what I mean? The goal back then was to understand whether something like that is even replicatable, right? Because that's somewhat of a problem, right? If a game can fake something that is only supposed to be shown by like, you know, the official Roblox system or whatever, like, you know, that's something that, you know, it's pretty interesting, but it's also something that I feel like Roblox should kind of keep on their radar. And something else that I think Roblox should keep on their radar is this login window. If you saw my last video, you could actually see how there's a lot of elements here that we can create in Roblox Studio, like in theory. I mean, you know, we have this gray box, which we can make that. Log into Roblox, we can make that. And, you know, you have these boxes where, like, you know, I can type something in, a button where I can actually log in with these, you know, parameters, and some other buttons here, like, yeah, email me one-time code, all that stuff. So I just want to see whether we can make a replica of that in a Roblox game that actually would seem believable. Now look, I understand. The average person will look at this and go, yeah, obvious scam. Like if you get that in like some random Roblox game, you're going to be like, of course, yeah, this is fake. Especially if it's done poorly, right? Because a lot of these scams, like they fail to like make it look realistic, and then it kind of stands out because of that. So my goal will not just be to recreate this box, but it'll be to recreate it in a way which actually would seem believable even to like a normal player, right? Like could we do something where like even a regular person could look at this and go, oh, interesting, I guess I should give them my credentials, right? Because I was initially gonna say like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter if normal people aren't gonna fall for the scam because, you know, kids might fall for it. But it's like, you know, kids fall for everything, and also that probably isn't a good moral ground. So yeah, I mean, let's just try and recreate this screen. Now, the very first thing to begin with is the actual box, right? Where like everything is going to go into. So I'm just going to rename this to fake Popup. Amazing name. As for the color, in my previous video, I kind of tried guessing the color, but people have told me that I could use this color picker, and apparently this works. So I actually, like, if I switch windows, it still works, and I didn't know that. But yeah, there we go. It looks a lot darker in Studio, but I just assume it's because like the background is like a lot lighter than in the other screen. Yeah, so I mean, when I look at this, right, I'm seeing these buttons on the bottom here, like, yeah, email me a one-time code or use another device. The problem is, I feel like people could actually click on these buttons. Like they could be like, oh yeah, just email me. Because if we already got them hooked and they're like, oh yeah, this seems legit, I don't want them to click these buttons and ruin the immersion, because we can't email them a one-time code and we can't use another device. That's not something that we can do. So what I'm thinking is we can have this window without these buttons, but we could still have this text. We could still have like this line that like, you know, separates the top and the bottom section. We could still have this. We could still have, obviously, you know, the login button, all this, all of that. Like we're still gonna have that. It's just that for something like forgot password and username, and, you know, the sign up button, we're just not gonna give it any logic. So if the player happens to click on it, it's just gonna do nothing. Or maybe it's gonna give them an error saying like, oh, please sign in first, or like something like that. So yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get the size of this correct, because I don't know. I mean, yeah, I feel like if it feels like unnaturally too big or too small, it's gonna be like very clearly like obvious that this is fake. But okay, I mean, let's just begin with the actual text saying like log into Roblox. And honestly, I don't even think it should say log into Roblox, because I feel like there's something like more believable that we can like make it say. Like maybe something like account disconnected, you know, or like something like that. Just something that kind of gives the player more urgency. Like, oh wait, what? Like account disconnected? Like, oh, that's not good. Because again, it's urgency, but it also tells the player that something bad happened, right? If just a random login window pops up, you're going to be very skeptical. But if that login window tells you, oh hey, like your account has been disconnected, or because like the Wi-Fi is bad or something, you know, please reconnect, or like, you know, security check, you know, we gotta ensure that you're the owner of the account. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways of doing this, but then I guess we could just say like account this, or I don't know, disconnected. This does feel a little weird though, like the text is a bit too long, because if I look here at like you know, it's pretty, you know, concise and short. But here, I don't know, it just feels a little fake, right? So I'm gonna keep the login to Roblox text for now, just until we can find something that's better. And also, I could be wrong, but I feel like the font is incorrect, or maybe it's just not bold enough. Yeah, I'm not sure whether this font is the same as this one. Oh wait, no, login to Roblox, not in Roblox. What am I saying? I mean, let's look at the T, right? Look, it's like kind of curving up, and this one's curving. Okay. Alright, so I just tried out every font that they have, and yeah, it seems like Source Sans Pro, and maybe this one, maybe, like, these seem to be the only ones that actually kind of replicate the style of the original. And yeah, I think it would just be good for us to stay with this default one, because it is honestly the closest one to the original, you know, Roblox font. But, I mean, yeah, we have that. The next things is, like, to add the actual text boxes, and that shouldn't really be difficult, I think. Yeah, because again, when you're trying to replicate this stuff, it's all about the sizing, right? Like you want to understand like how everything works in relation to one another. Because like for example, when I look at this, right, this box, it's significantly smaller in comparison to like this text here. But like here, I'm making it like bigger for some reason, right? And I feel like a lot of like people who actually do scams, they're kind of stupid and they don't understand that you have to make things, you know, similar to what you're trying to pretend to be. Yeah, and then we need the placeholder text. So I believe it was username/email/phone, right? So username/email/phone. There we go. All right, and yeah, there we go. Look at that. I added like a few items just to ensure that the text looks good, because before it was kind of a little like too big and it was like in the middle and all. But I actually think this looks very like legit. And so yeah, then we're just gonna copy that, move it over here. This second one is the password box, I believe. So I'll just say password box. And then obviously instead of saying username, email, password, it's just going to say password. And so then obviously instead of saying username, email, phone, it's going to say password, like so. Okay, and I had to make the padding a little different for password, but there we go. Yeah, look at that. Username, email, phone, and then if I type something in here, there we go. Yeah, so the text that I'm typing should be white. Because let me just see this. Yeah, there we go, look at that, yeah. So yeah, there we go. I'm typing my password, yay, Apple 00447. Or 8, I don't know. This is the password to my Roblox account, by the way, so, you know, hopefully no one takes it. We just have to do the same thing for the user box, and I'm pretty sure that this box is complete. Now, I mean, let's see, right? There's still a bit of, like, changes we could make, right? Like, for example, I feel like they're actually a little bit smaller than I actually made them. So, yeah, like, something like this, where, like, they're kind of... I don't know, they feel very skinny to me, you know? And also just a bit lower than they already are. Let me see. Okay, there we go. I'm actually quite happy with how this looks. Now, the final thing we need, well, you know, we need like this text and, you know, this little line just for fun. But we do need this login button as well. And if we just look at this, it seems to be the same size as these, like input boxes. Except it just has the same background color as this box, and it just has a white outline, and this text that says login. And the other thing also that I'm noticing is that when you hover your mouse over it, like the color changes, right? So like if I hover my mouse over this, the color becomes like this like white, right? But then when I move my mouse away, the color becomes gray. So that's actually something we should keep in mind if we're trying to make this as close to the original as possible. All right, so I added the button. Looks very nice, honestly. Like the little login thing looks cool. Look at that. Yeah, it actually looks very, very similar to that. Of course, we still need the actual outline of the button, which I saved for last. Very simple, just border, and then you just change this to be, or no, it wasn't fully white, right? It was like this like grayish kind of color. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, see, so it's kind of like grayish. And then once we hover our mouse over it, then it becomes white. I'm actually going to keep this color because it's all 175, which is a very easy number to remember. So I'll set the text color also to be all 175. So let's see, how does this look? Again, it's kind of difficult to like see if we're doing the correct thing here because like the background of my game is different than the background of the website. But let's just see. Login, and then if I switch here, okay, this is a little bit brighter actually. So I'm thinking we could do like 200. Actually, yeah, that actually looks really, really close. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Now, if I just play the game right now, of course, this isn't fully done, right? And there are still like a few things that we should improve about this. But overall, I mean, this is pretty cool. Username, the original lamp. I'm not sure why the text is so big, but yeah, wait, that's actually weird. Why is the text big here but not here? Okay. Oh no, you know what it is? It's because the padding is different. Oh right, okay, alright, so that's gonna be something for me to fix. But with this login thing, right, as you can see, when I hover my mouse over it, it doesn't light up, right? It like, this just looks fake. This does look like a genuine scam that you would see like some game try and pull off. So, okay, I just replaced the user box padding with the password box padding, so that text issue, like the text being too big, should be fixed. With the login button, I was going to leave scripting off at the very end of the video, but honestly, we could just mix these things in. Like, I don't really see why I have to do things in a specific order, especially because, bro, the whole video is about trying to scam someone. I don't think we need order here. Yeah, I'll just call this login button script. And yeah, we can just do a very simple thing where we say script dot parent, which is the button, dot mouse enter connect function. So whenever the mouse enters, and we can also have one for when the mouse leaves. So mouse leave connect function. And so of course, whenever the mouse enters, we want to change the color of both the text of the button and the UI stroke color, which should be fairly simple, honestly. So script dot parent dot text color 3. And we're just going to set that equal to white, right? So color 3 dot from RGB 255, 255, 255. And that's going to be fully white. And we're going to do the same thing for the UI stroke. So script dot parent white for child UI stroke dot color is equal to this color. And when the mouse leaves, we're going to set it back to the default color, which again, if you remember, it was just all 200, right? So 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, oh damn, 200. And so if I just play the game right now, let's see. Yeah, look at that. That just immediately looks a lot more legit. Like, come on. Like if I just test this out here. Yeah, look at that. That is cool. I mean, come on. And yeah, just to test out the thing real quick. Perfect. Beautiful. That's very cool. Of course, we have this final space here, and of course that's for this. So forgot password or username. And again, when we hover our mouse over it, it has this underline, right? So that's something we got to keep in mind. Then there's this little line here, which we could also make. And don't have an account, sign up. Again, none of these will do anything. This will just be to make it more realistic. Okay, I've added the text. I've added this text. I've added this line. And by the way, with this text, I actually completely forgot that like only this button is the one that lights up. So I had to make like two individual texts, with this one being like its own text and this one being its own text and all of that. Now, a small problem that I actually am running into right now is that I was going to make this smaller because like there's just a bunch of awkward space at the bottom. But when I change it, like so do the other elements inside of the frame. So what I'm thinking right now, what we could do is we could take all of this stuff, right, and just move it down just slightly. Just like by a tiny amount. And yeah, then I could take this and I could probably make it a bit smaller. And yeah, I mean, some elements could definitely be improved a little bit, but honestly, I quite like this. I think this kind of fits the box quite well. Like if we just compare them side by side, like, I mean, it's pretty damn close, like, honestly. Now, just like with the login button, I also want to add a script to this text and this text, right? Because again, remember, when the mouse hovers, we want them to do something. And I just realized that this is supposed to be like a button, but I use the text instead. But again, because we're not actually going to make this into a button, that actually worked out pretty perfectly. So I'll just call this highlight button script. Alright, so I actually have no clue how to underline the text. I thought it would just be in the same like manner that you make the text bold over here, but there's no underline. And I looked into this, so thanks to this guy, the Carbine Universe, and he apparently said that you have to make it a rich text, and you have to do it like this. So I'm just gonna do exactly that. So yeah, let's make it a rich text. Okay, there we go. And then over here, I'm gonna say script.parent.text is gonna be equal to this, right? So U, I guess for underline, and then it's just gonna be the basic text that we already have, and then another U. And then when mouse leaves, it's just gonna be the regular text. So I guess this replaces it with a regular text, but it just makes it underlined. So script.parent.text is script.parent.text. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna add this in here as well. Let's just quickly check how this works out. Alright, so mouse leave seems to not be fully working, unfortunately. So I guess what we could do, we could just say local default text, and that's how we'll get the original text. And then we're just gonna set it to be the default text. So this way, I believe this should work now. Yep, perfect, there we go. And it's not gonna work for this because I forgot to actually replace the script with the script that I just changed. So there we go. But okay, good. That is working. And so now we just have to code the login button to actually work properly. So again, we already have a script for the login button, and I can say script.parent.activated connect function, like so. Now what I'll do is I'll make variables for both the user and password input boxes, because we obviously need access to those, right? So I'll say user box is equal to script.parent.parent, wait for child user box. So the script is inside a login button, so script.parent.parent, and then we get the user box. And then we can also get, again, the password from here. So local pass box is going to be the password box. Now, to make it more realistic, usually it doesn't let you log in if you just leave these fields blank, right? So what I'll do is I'll say if userbox.text is equal to nothing, or if passbox.text is equal to nothing, then we're just going to return end, as in we're just not going to do anything. And here's another fun thing. We actually already have one of these fields. We know the player's username. Like, we don't know their password, but we know their username. And look, I know it says username or email or phone. However, right, if this was just username, something we could do for fun is we could say something like if the userbox.text is not equal to the name of our player, so game players local player.name, then we're also going to return end. So I'm going to leave this in there, right? In a real game, you probably would want to try and check whether the player is actually inputting their username or the email or the phone. Like maybe you could check, you know, if this is only numbers, then it's probably their phone, right? But if it's an email, maybe you could check if the text contains like an @Gmail or like an @Yahoo Mail, or I don't know. I don't think anyone ever has used Yahoo Mail in their existence, but you might find someone like that. And in a real game, you would probably like send this information to like some external server, like some website that you own. But in this case, let's just keep it simple. I'm going to make a variable just within the script, which I'm going to call local data, and it's just going to be an empty table. So what we're going to do here, if all of this is okay and everything gets passed through, to make it a bit more realistic, let's wait like, I don't know, like 0.6 seconds or something. Let's also disable the button just so it can't be clicked anymore. So script.parent.active is equal to false. We can also gray it out, right? So we can say script.parent.text color3 is going to be equal to color3.fromRGB. And we could set it back to the 200 it was, but maybe we could set it to like even the darker color, like 175 or something. And of course, we got to do the same for the UI stroke. So UI stroke.color, there we go. And after the 0.6 seconds, we were just going to make the fake pop-up invisible, right? So I'll say script.parent.parent, which I believe is the... I'm pretty sure that's the frame, right? Let me just check real quick. .userbox. Yeah, that's the frame. So another .parent, and I believe this is now the fake pop-up. And let me see, wait, .display order. Yeah, that's the screen GUI. Yeah, so .enabled is equal to false. So we just disable the pop-up and everything's great. And also, this is just a personal thing, but I feel like a blur would be kind of cool. So we could just have a blur over here, right? By default, it will be disabled. And here, I'm also going to disable it. So I'll say game.lighting.blur.enabled is equal to false. And yeah, so now that we have officially obtained the password of the player, what we could do is we could say local PLR data, which is also going to be a table. And we're going to say user, and we're going to make this user thing. So I'm going to make the first thing, and I'll call it user. And this user could be, well, like the actual username of the player, right? So game.players, local player dot name, like so. And then password, right? So password. And this is going to be equal to the text that is inside of the pass box. So passbox.text. And finally, we just have to add this table inside of our overall data. So I'm going to say data, and we can create a new item. So just exactly how this table has it, where like we have an item and then it's equal to a data. I can make a new item that's going to be equal to the ID of my player, right? So local player dot user ID. And I'm actually going to turn this to a string. So to string, there we go. Because initially it's a number, right? And I'm going to make this equal to the player data that we have just created. So we're gonna in this data table, put the user ID of the player, which is going to be equal to this data. And just for fun, I guess we could print how the data actually looks like. And finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say task.wait, let's say 5 seconds. And because by default, I'm going to actually disable this, right? So I'm going to say disabled, and blur is also disabled, right? So after 5 seconds pass, that's when we're going to enable all of this. So I'm gonna get the, I'm just gonna say this, right? So script.parent.parent, enabled is gonna be true, and blur will also be enabled. So finally, imagine, I'm playing the game, okay? There we go, nice, I'm walking around, having fun, lots of fun, lots to do here. And, oh damn, wait a second. Log into Roblox. Oh, no, wait, is my account disconnected? Oh, that's not good. Oh, I forgot my password. Oh, this does nothing. Okay, I guess the Roblox systems are just bugging out. Let me just click login. Oh, it doesn't work. Interesting. Okay, let me just type in some gibberish here. Haha, okay, I'm gonna fool them. Oh, it also doesn't work. Oh, well, you know what? I guess I'm just gonna have to give them my information now, plus my password, which is, of course, Apple 100 100 100. That's my real password, by the way. Oh, yay, great. Now, nice, I can play. And we got a table here with my user ID, which has my password and my username. Yeah, so the amount of kids that we could scam here is unbelievable. As a matter of fact, I could even see some normal grown adults falling for this. Like I said before, it definitely would be a lot more fun if we could maybe alter the title a little bit. Again, maybe something like connection lost, right? Look at that, connection lost. Because what I'm gonna do in the beginning is I'll just quickly set up both of these to false as well. So if we just play the game, right? Let's just see how this would look like, right? We're playing the game, everything's fun, and suddenly connection lost. Oh no. I mean, this actually looks somewhat legit, honestly. Of course, I'm the smartest man alive. I would never fall for something like this, but I would have a tiny little suspicion initially. Or another one I had was verify account. Look at that. Yeah, it's a bit too big, so that kind of sucks. But I'm honestly going to stick with connection lost. I don't know why. Maybe for you, you're like, oh no, that's a bad title. But bro, I'll be real. I feel like if you just gave a person a random login pop-up, they would be a bit confused. They'd be they're like, oh, what is going on? Because with these scams, you don't want people to think for themselves, right? Or not scams, but just these scares. You want to immediately give the player the illusion that something has gone really wrong. And when you say connection lost, it immediately is oh, wait, my connection has been lost? What do you mean? But then when you just say log into Roblox, there's, it's still off-putting, of course, but it's I don't know, it doesn't really tell them exactly what the issue is, as opposed to connection lost, and they're like, oh, damn, well, I guess I'm gonna give this guy my information, huh? There we go. There's my password. All right, I gotta be case sensitive here. The original lamp. Yay! Amazing. Now I can play my game again. And then some guy overseas is gonna steal my account. But yeah, look. I mean, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you use this only for educational purposes. But again, it's a free country. And I say that as someone who lives in Canada, so I'm not trying to imply anything. But yeah, I mean, do comment what you would do differently, right? Or maybe any extra ideas with this that you have, because just with the fake warning video that I made 4 months ago, a lot of people had very cool ideas, and it was pretty fun reading over them. And let me know if you would actually fall for something like this, right? Because I don't know, me personally, I think this big space on the bottom is kind of a fairly good giveaway. But in the heat of the moment, I could definitely see someone being oh, okay, I guess I'll just give Roblox my information, because it looks legit, right? It'd be funny too. You know what I'm thinking right now? What if we just add the official Roblox logo at the bottom? That's 100% against Roblox's terms of service, but so I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not advocating for anyone to do that. But I'm just saying that maybe would perhaps work. And if you are someone who has a Roblox game, consider adding something like this, just for fun. Just for fun. Who knows? Maybe eventually we could have a big database of random passwords linked to various accounts, and then there could be a whole fiasco where it's oh, the big Roblox scam of all time, and it I don't know, thousands of accounts have been broken into, and it's terrible, and I don't know. Again, it would all just be kids and tech illiterate people. But, technology advances, and maybe one day scammers will get so amazingly proficient at their jobs that even I, the great developer ByteBlocks, will fall victim to one of those eventually. But yeah, almost forgot to be the average YouTuber. Like, share, subscribe. I got a course in the description and the pinned comment. It's amazing, $30. Go check it out. 7 hours worth of lessons. Just wanted to, put that out there. And yeah, just about subscribing. I'm gonna reach 100,000 subs soon, and I know that's the number one thing that you care about in your life right now. You wake up thinking, damn, he's not at 100K yet? what's going on? Like, I know you're thinking that every single day. So of course, you know, consider subscribing, consider, you know, telling your friends about these amazing videos, all that. But I do hope you enjoyed. Hope I inspire a new generation of funny trolls in Roblox games. And so, as always, we are back to basics. Thank you for watching.